Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this updates video. And so in this video, we'll be talking about Hurricane Fiona, which is affecting portions of the Northern Caribbean. The Dominican Republic is likely experiencing dangerous hurricane conditions right now. And there's also that disturbance that is noted out there, but a tropical wave is going to be making its way towards the Caribbean, and models have been sniffing at development of it. So we'll be talking about Fiona. We won't be focusing on that disturbance too much up there, but we'll be focusing on Fiona and what the models are expecting as we're going to be heading into the next several days. And so before I go into details, Alright, and so let's go ahead and start out with a satellite view of the North Atlantic right now. So there we have Hurricane Fiona bringing impacts to sections of the Dominican Republic and even Puerto Rico right now. So I know that things are really awful in Puerto Rico. I saw videos, I even saw a video of a bridge being washed away by the dangerous floodwaters. So that was just insane. And as of yesterday, the entire island is without power. So Fiona has really been making her mark, unfortunately. And then that tropical wave is located right within that region where we see that disorganized shower and thunderstorm activity. Let's go ahead and get on with Fiona. And looking at a closer view of the cyclone right now, here we have it. We have an eye that is present there as well. So that eye is making its way into the Dominican Republic. So the storm has made landfall in the country, and it is bringing those dangerous impacts as I speak. And so it is likely to make its way out to the northwest and then eventually curve back out to sea. But it is going to be bringing some dangerous impacts to other areas such as the Turks and Caicos Islands, which are under a hurricane warning. And so guys, please take all the necessary precautions and stay safe. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cone forecast for Fiona. So we're seeing here that the cyclone has maximum sustained winds of 90 miles per hour, and it is accelerating towards the northwest at 8 miles per hour. So we see that by tomorrow it is expected to be just north of Hispaniola, so it's barely moving, and that is going to be resulting in more prolonged impacts in the Dominican Republic. And Puerto Rico is still under a tropical storm warning, and then a tropical storm warning is also in effect for the southeastern Bahamas. So all these areas are expected to feel impacts from Fiona over the next several days, and Fiona is expected to become a major hurricane by Wednesday, and it could be near Category 4 intensity at the peak, maybe with maximum winds of 125 miles per hour. And so that close proximity to Bermuda by Friday is still anticipated. So if you're in Bermuda, you really want to keep an eye on what is happening with Fiona, because it is likely to move in your area. But we should know that this is the cone of uncertainty, and we see that the cone widens after 5 days. And so the reason for that is because things can change. So in reality, the center can pass anywhere within this area. So it doesn't necessarily have to go along with what the National Hurricane Center is currently showing, but it can go anywhere within this cone. So it can move closer to Bermuda, it can move further away, or it can just go along with what is expected. But nevertheless, dangerous conditions are expected to persist in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and then the southeastern Bahamas are under tropical storm warning, because that tropical storm wind field is going to be large enough for those areas to start to feel those tropical storm conditions there. So please take all the necessary precautions and stay safe. The concern is not with the wind, but the main concern is with the rainfall that results in flooding as well as that storm surge. That storm surge is that coastal inundation, but that the wind can also cause significant damage. We can have downed power lines, downed trees, and even weak structures can become damaged as a result of those strong winds. And we see that in Puerto Rico. As I said, there were videos coming out of the island, and I hope that everyone there is safe right now. But that is what is on the horizon for Fiona. And in terms of the wind shear within the area affecting it, so we have the red lines that indicate unfavorable wind shear, the yellow that means neutral, and the green that means favorable. So we see that there is a bit of unfavorable shear up ahead of it, but the system should steadily strengthen over the next several days, and again it is expected to become a major hurricane by Wednesday. And so guys, now let us go ahead and talk about what the various models have been showing in terms of that tropical wave. So is this another problem for the Caribbean? So let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS 6Z run. And so this is today, of course, Monday, September 19th. And this is a map showing the isobars if you're not clear on it. And so those black lines are the isobars. And when we see them in a circular manner with the pressure at least below 1013 millibars, we could be looking at a tropical cyclone forming, and we're seeing that with Fiona, so we're looking for something similar to that here. And then as we head to Thursday of this week on the 22nd of September, here we have GFS expecting that Fiona is going to be having a pressure of 943 millibars, but take a look just to the east of the Windward Islands. There we have a 1004 millibar low pressure system developing, probably a tropical storm from that wave that is out there. And then as we head to Friday, that wave crossing into the Caribbean, likely bringing impacts to portions of the Windward Islands. And then there we have Fiona up there, still a major storm, likely bringing some impacts to Bermuda. And so the model is also expecting that we will see more development off the coast of Africa. And I mean, it's not surprising. This is the time of year to expect this. But as for that sneaky little wave down there probably getting itself together, that will all be dependent on the favorability of conditions. And if we go back to the wind shear map, we see that we have some unfavorable shear within the region. But if all that convection associated with that wave is going to be remaining a little bit south of all of it and making its way continually towards the west, we could indeed see some development of that. And so here we have the Euro runs. And so as we head out to next Monday, the 26th, so we're looking a week in advance, and the Euro is showing that we're going to be having that low pressure area in the Caribbean, the Western Caribbean. So that would have been the tropical wave that made its way westward and potentially encountering more conducive conditions here. And then here on the 28th, we see that it is maybe trying to get itself together up there. So this is really, really interesting. And then another model, the Icon, is also expecting development of this. As we head to Thursday of this week, here we have Icon showing that we're going to be having this low pressure area developing in the southeastern Caribbean, and then as it makes its way towards the west, it intensifies. Here we see a pressure of 1006 millibars. So as I said, guys, this is very interesting what the models are expecting here. And as of now, as of the 2 a.m. update, the NHC has not highlighted that wave out there for possible development. We're not seeing that. However, I think we should really be keeping an eye on it for possible development. I mean, there's a bit of consistency among these models here, and we definitely should not take it lightly. But we'll see what happens. This doesn't have to be the outcome, but that regardless, that wave is going to be making its way towards the Caribbean, and if it has a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity associated with it, the Windward Islands can definitely expect more precipitation as we're going to be heading into maybe the latter part of this week. And so guys, that is really it for this updates video on what's happening out there in the tropics. And if you found it to be quite informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can also share thoughts in the comments or ask a question. I will try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.